Hi, I'm Edward Neeman. I'm a professional pianist based in Cincinnati, and I'm going to show you a new piano technique called double pedaling. This technique allows you to use the damper pedal and the sostenuto pedal in tandem, giving you incredible control over the resonance of your instrument. The key to double pedaling is being able to use the sostenuto pedal while the damper pedal is depressed. Let me show you what I mean. First, I'm going to put the damper pedal down and play a chord. Then, without lifting the damper pedal, I'm going to play another chord and catch it on the sostenuto pedal. And now when I lift my hand and I lift the damper pedal, only the notes on the sostenuto pedal are being held.
Let's take a look at that one more time. The point is that I'm catching the second chord on the sostenuto pedal without lifting the damper pedal first. And then when I do lift the damper pedal, you can hear that the other dampers go back to their original positions. Using this technique allows me to use the sostenuto pedal in passages like this one from Rachmaninoff's Third Piano Concerto.
Now, if you try that at home, you'll probably find that it doesn't work. And here's why. The modern piano pedals have a serious flaw in that while the damper pedal is down, the sostenuto pedal doesn't actually work properly. Considering that most pianists probably use the damper pedal maybe 90% of the time, that renders the sostenuto pedal essentially useless. Fortunately, there's an easy way to fix that. Here's the secret. If you push the damper pedal about 3/4 of the way down, you're going to hit the sweet spot where the dampers have been raised all the way off the strings, but they're not yet high enough to interfere with the sostenuto pedal mechanism. So now the key is, as long as the damper pedal never goes past that sweet spot, the damper pedal will not interfere with the sostenuto pedal and you can use them together.
So now I need a way to prevent the damper pedal from passing that sweet spot. If I look at the back of the pedal lyre, I can see that at the top of the pedal rod, there is a felt and a screw that are about 1 inch apart. The distance between the felt and the screw controls the distance that I can depress the pedal. So I could adjust the screw so it comes a little lower, restricting the motion of the pedal that way. Or for a quick fix, I can just take a cushion. In this case, I used a small piece of paper folded, and I can stick that in between the felt and the screw.
Now I may need to adjust that cushion that I added to the top of the pedal rod. If the damper pedal does not go down far enough and you don't really get a full pedal sound when you push it, then you're going to need to make your cushion a little bit thinner. On the other hand, if you push the damper pedal and then push the sostenuto pedal, and then if releasing the damper pedal causes some of the dampers to remain raised, then you're going to have to make your cushion a little bit thicker.
I'd like to show you one other application of double pedaling in the standard piano repertoire. This is from Chopin's Etude in E minor, opus 25, number 5.
Now at the end of the middle lyrical section of this piece, Chopin asks the pianist to hold the pedal down for 4 complete measures in order to preserve the bass E and to sustain it into the following section. Now, most pianists don't follow Chopin's markings. Just to give you an idea, I did a quick survey of 12 recordings online, and of those 12, only one pianist did exactly what Chopin asked. That pianist was Lang Lang. Go Lang Lang! But of course, just because Lang Lang can do it doesn't mean that anyone else can. The problem is that a modern piano has much more resonance than Chopin's instrument did. So the section can seem blurry if you do the pedal that Chopin asks for, particularly because of the melody A in the bass. Now there is a way to preserve the bass E and have a clean pedal at the end of the section. And that is to catch the bass E with the sostenuto pedal and then change the damper pedal at some point, probably in the third measure of this example, so that you can get rid of that pesky A. Now you can use this sostenuto pedal technique even without modifying your damper pedal. That is because by default, you can always use the damper pedal while the sostenuto pedal is depressed. By restricting the damper pedal, as I showed you earlier, you get more flexibility because you can use the sostenuto pedal while the damper pedal is depressed. That's the difference.
If you have a piano with a working sostenuto pedal, you can do this pedaling even without restricting your damper pedal first. And it seems a pretty reasonable compromise between Chopin's markings and what's possible on a modern instrument.
So of those 12 pianists I listened to, take a guess. How many do you think use the sostenuto pedal in this section? 0! Now, if you're a serious pianist, that answer probably did not surprise you, because we tend to neglect the sostenuto pedal, to be honest. But I think that the technique of double pedaling will revitalize an interest in the sostenuto pedal, and it actually makes it easier to use in passages where it could have been used before. There are two reasons why a professional pianist would decide not to use the sostenuto pedal in this section. The first reason is practical. Sostenuto pedals often don't work. They don't work because piano tuners don't fix them. And piano tuners don't fix them because pianists don't use them. It's a vicious cycle. One of the most common problems is that the damper pedal can actually push up the dampers with such force that it can cause them to jump over the sostenuto bar while the sostenuto pedal is depressed. Now what that means in practice is if you're using the sostenuto pedal and then you hit the damper pedal several times, the beautiful harmony that you tried to sustain on the sostenuto pedal gets polluted with a lot of unwanted notes that are being caught because of the damper pedal. By restricting the motion of the damper pedal, we've basically solved that problem. Now the second reason that many pianists would decide not to use the sostenuto pedal here is that traditionally it would require you to lift the damper pedal while the sostenuto pedal is being depressed. And what that means is that you are going to lose a lot of the wonderful resonance that you could get by having the pedal down to capture the warmth of the bass E. And that resonance is so crucial to the expressive quality of this passage. Now, by restricting the damper pedal, we've also solved that problem. Now you can actually pedal completely normally with the damper pedal, because it's not going to interfere with the sostenuto pedal mechanism. Now I've only been playing around with double pedaling for a few weeks, but I've already found so many places in my repertoire where double pedaling can be a valuable tool for enhancing the color and the resonance of the instrument. But the most interesting, the most audacious use of double pedaling will be in works that have not been composed yet, because composers never imagined that pianists would have this kind of control over the dampers of their instrument. Consider this. It used to be that when you changed the damper pedal, the notes that would be sustained would be the notes that you were holding down at the time. Now that's no longer a restriction. You can have some wild, unexpected chord that pops out of nowhere. And you can change the sonority on the sostenuto pedal at any time. You're no longer restricted by what your right foot is doing on the damper pedal. If you'd like to explore this further and you want to see some more applications of double pedaling, check out the article I wrote. The link is in the video description below. If you have any questions, post a comment or feel free to send me a message.